Melting, a 13-part series based on the show Miraculous Ladybug. Written and narrated by Stacey Holt. The artwork and thumbnail in the video was provided and approved by Kicksledge on Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Now, Chapter 1, Ice Cream. It happened. Adrien. Cat Noir knew who Ladybug was. He knew Ladybug was Marinette Dupan Chang, the girl who sat behind him in class every single day. He didn't mean to find out. He just happened to leave the fight after the victim was released from their akumatization and was planning to go into an alley to de-transform, but didn't think he would see Ladybug facing away from him and de-transform in front of him. Cat Noir heard his ring beep and fled before she could see him. He knew he should say something to her about it, but he was still processing the fact that Marinette was Ladybug. Marinette was Ladybug. Ladybug was Marinette. After finding another alley to de-transform, Adrien found himself near the bakery. He spotted Marinette running into the bakery, waving her parents goodbye as they gave her a few dollars. Adrien ducked down so Marinette wouldn't see him as she left. Adrien could feel his throat tighten as he swallowed. He was nervous. Marinette made him nervous. "What are you doing?" Plagg asked, sighing. Adrien broke eye contact with Marinette's silhouette and looked at his little cat Kwame, who was not very happy about their location. Questioning whether he should follow her or play it cool and proceed to return home, he turned to look at his Kwame. By the expression on Plagg's face hovering near him, he could tell he was wanting to return home. "Let's go see where Marinette is going," Adrien suggested, hoping his little friend would agree. Plagg rolled his eyes and pointed to his mouth as his stomach grumbled. Adrien fished out a piece of camembert and gave it to Plagg, who instantly gobbled it in just a few seconds, making Adrien roll his eyes while trying to suppress a laugh. Adrien started to run after Marinette, but remembered that she always acted weird around Adrien. Should he turn back into Cat Noir? But Marinette was Ladybug. Ladybug didn't like Cat Noir that much. Yeah, she trusted him, but she didn't like him as he did her. In fact, he always called Marinette just a good friend. How could he friend-zone someone he loved? Adrien tried to calm himself down and tried to think of a valid reason for bumping into her without making it seem suspicious, but couldn't come up with anything. "Come on, Plagg, let's go home," Adrien said, with a slight sigh in his voice, and his face starting to make a frown as he started walking toward his prison-like home. After Adrien had taken a couple of steps, he heard a ring from his cell phone and pulled it out of his back pocket. It was Nino. Adrien opened the FaceTime call to see Nino, Alia, and Marinette together, though it seemed that only Nino knew he was on the phone because Alia and Marinette were in a deep conversation about something. "Hey dude, we're going to get some ice cream at Andre's. You want to come?" Nino asked. Adrien smiled with glee, thinking this would be the best way to see Marinette. He felt his heart thump faster and his palms began to sweat. Yeah, sure. Where should I meet you?" Adrien replied while smiling, trying to seem as calm about it as possible. Adrien got a text with the location to meet them. Nino waved and hung up. He stared at the phone and saw his wallpaper, which illuminated his home screen Ladybug picture. Adrien felt his cheeks starting to burn as he realized he was going on a date with Ladybug in just a few minutes. "So, are you going to tell her that you know, or are you going to tell her that you're Cat Noir?" Plagg interrupted his thoughts. Adrien's eyes shot to Plagg and gave him a worried look. "What am I going to do, Plagg? She doesn't like Cat Noir. What if she doesn't like me either? She already rejected Cat Noir because she likes someone else." Adrien frowned. Plagg sighed. "Don't worry about it. You're a model, kid. She's bound to like you. You could get her as much cheese as she wants." Plagg smiled. Adrien let out a chuckle, but tried to push down his insecurities, knowing that Ladybug, doesn't value people based on their status or advantages in life such as wealth, looks, or material things. Adrien put his phone back into his pocket and proceeded to walk to where his friends were, feeling his feet get heavier with every footstep as he got closer and closer. There she was. Marinette was sitting on the bench with Alia and Nino, unaware that he had arrived. Adrien swallowed, feeling his heart starting to thump faster as he looked at her. It was so clear now. Now that he knew that Marinette was Ladybug, he saw Ladybug in everything she did. It made him smile. He was glad that Marinette was Ladybug. "Adrian, over here!" Nino yelled, catching Alia and Marinette off guard. Adrian felt his muscles tighten as he approached them. He carefully watched Marinette out of his peripherals and saw her smiling at him. Was it only friendly? Did she like him? This was bad. He couldn't tell how she felt about it, and it made him worried. He knew that he needed to make a good impression if he was ever going to get her to fall for him. Hey, Marinette," Adrian said, watching Marinette's eyes widen with shock. Hey! What's going how? How are you going? What's going on?" Marinette stumbled over her words. Adrian refrained from laughing, knowing that she must not have been told about him coming. "Want to get some ice cream?" Adrian suggested, seeing Alia and Nino walking to Andre's ice cream cart. Marinette smiled and nodded her head. This was going well. She seemed to be a little awkward around him, but he could fix that, right? Right? Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I really appreciate it. This is my first written fan fiction, so if you could just hit the like and subscribe button, or hit the little bell notification to hear when the next chapter is going to be available. And I'll give a last shout out to Kicksledge on Instagram for letting me use her artwork, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!